All right, Warriors. So there is a lot of noise out there around cryptocurrency. Is it a fraud? What is going on? But I'll tell you what, Warriors, there's a massive political theater going on. And as you look this way at a pandemic, there's a whole nother agenda going on this way. And so I'm going to share with you and break down some stuff that isn't that exciting. So I'm going to ask you to stick all the way through this video, Warriors, because this is important. This stuff is not exciting, but we're in the biggest shift in generational wealth in history right now. Let me repeat that. We're in the biggest shift in generational wealth in history right now. We're moving from industrial to technical into the fourth industrial revolution. Now, why should you believe a guy with a beard and long hair with a cutoff shirt? You shouldn't. You should question everything I say. I'm completely opposite of every other coach. What I teach my warriors to do is I'm a follower of Jesus. I'm not going to give you a fish. I'm going to ask you to learn how to fish. I want to give you a fishing pole, Warriors, because when you know the game, you can't be played. I'm being intense with this, Warriors, because this is getting serious. This is serious that you understand economics, so this can't happen to you in the future. Your education system was not designed for you to be a scholar. It was designed for you to be a worker. In 1903, they designed your education system, and John D. Rockefeller was quoted saying, "I don't want a society of educated people. I want a society of workers." And that's what we're experiencing right now. That's why this stuff is boring and it doesn't make sense. And so I'm going to break this down for you guys. And I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm not asking you to believe a word I say. I'm asking you to let me trigger you a little bit. Let me get under your skin and prove me wrong, because that'll mean you're researching, Warriors. All right, so a couple things. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just documenting my journey as I move into the quantum financial system. I share my portfolio with my warriors in my private warrior academy. If you're interested in a private warrior academy, you can click down in the description and join our private warrior academy. So enough of that. Let's just get right into it. Okay, so I want you to understand that this cryptocurrency conversation has been going on for a long time. Let's start for just a moment and let's talk about 1971. We detached from the gold standard. We became a printing machine in a debt-based society. So they want you trapped in a debt cycle. They want you relying on the government. That's exactly what's happening right now. Now let's fast forward a little bit. In 1996, MIT was already starting to work on a cryptocurrency type protocol, or cryptic type of protocol, right? Bitcoin came around 2008, 2009, right after the financial housing crisis. That's ironic. We don't know who Yoshi Nakamoto is, if I'm saying his name correctly. Isn't that kind of weird to you that we don't know who Yoshi Nakamoto is? Now, I'm invested in Bitcoin, but I just think that's kind of weird, right? So I'm going to build that out. So I want you to lock that in your vault, in your memory, okay? We don't know who Yoshi Nakamoto is, the inventor of Bitcoin, okay? But I'm going to walk you to the end video and I'm going to explain to you a narrative to help open up your mind and get you to go, okay. So let's first talk about this. This was in September 21st, 2019. So why the coming recession could force the Federal Reserve to swap greenbacks for digital dollars. Okay, the Federal Reserve has never been more famous than it is today. It drew praise and the ear for its handling of the financial crisis a decade ago, and extraordinary measures it took subsequently to stimulate the U.S. economy have made it an important driver of the financial markets. Meanwhile, President Trump has made its chairman, Jerome Powell, a household name by frequently criticizing the central bank's policies on Twitter and to the press. Basically, Jerome Powell is the person who's keeps initiating the printing machine. He's the one that also said that we're moving to a flexible inflation rate, which is horrible for you, Warriors. That means that they can, at least if they hit a 2% in a reasonable amount of time, that's what you're experiencing right now. Have you noticed your food's getting more expensive? Groceries are getting more expensive? A movement, meanwhile, has been brewing among economists, financial services professionals, central bankers to encourage rethinking technology of currency. Those paper notes who we carry in our wallets with an eye toward issuing digital currency. Some argue that could give central banks the tools necessary to break free of chronic disinflation and persistently low negative interest rates, while providing America a risk-free means to transact in a world where digital commerce constitutes a growing share of the economy. What they're saying right there, Amazon, Walmart, everybody's moving digital. What's going to be left after this pandemic? Mom and pop businesses are going to get wiped out. Jerome Powell said he's worried about the mom and pop businesses. He's telling you what's coming, right? It's going to be Amazon, Walmart. It's going to be massive cryptocurrency companies. You're going to be operating on a blockchain. You're going to be in the fourth industrial revolution. And most of you have no idea this is happening. Okay, so let's talk about what the U.S. has done. The U.S. has printed more money in 1 month than in 2 centuries. So I'm not going to read this whole article, but this is important to understand. In the letter to investors released on July 29, Pantera Capital CEO Dan Morehead noted that the United States has printed a shocking amount of money to combat the pandemic-induced financial crisis. Now, they did the same thing in 2008, not to this extreme, to bail out the banks. It's not about you, Warriors. It's not about you. But what they're doing now is they're printing to save us now. Think about that. You're going to get your measly stimulus check. Look up the Cantillon effect. I have a video on it. I'll actually attach the video on here. If it don't attach it, go look for it. All right. So I want you to understand that we have printed more money in 1 month than 2 centuries. Okay. So now, they're looking over here back in 2019, why we should be moving towards a Federal Reserve, right? A Federal Reserve or a FedNow wallet. Now, this has already been worked on for a long time, Warriors. This isn't brand new. Now, this is the IMF, okay, casting light on central bank digital currencies. Now, let's look at the date here. November 2018. Remember, MIT was working on a cryptocurrency protocol in 1996. In 2017, Trump, Executive Order 13772, is the digital, you should look it up, okay? That is a digital task force. This stuff has been built for a long time, Warriors. This isn't brand new. Because your neighbor, your poker buddy, your neighbor saying that cryptocurrency is a fraud, you might want to do your research, Warriors. You are going to be operating on a blockchain for your medical records, your voting. I bet you're going to be operating on a voting blockchain next year, which is going to do facial recognition to make sure you're the right person voting. The whole narrative was built this year, Warriors. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Okay, so this again is the IMF. You should study the IMF, the World Economic Forum, or just watch my videos because I spend 6 to 8 hours a day researching and watching all their videos. It's very boring stuff. Economics is boring. Okay, so this is the IMF casting light on central bank digital currencies. So let's do this. I typed in Ripple. Let's go ahead and click around here, okay? So number one, they're looking at the impact of digitalization and a widespread and how profound it is, right? This is in 2018. Okay, payments and more fundamental money. This is the International Monetary Fund. And also undergoing tremendous change. Technology and new employment arrangements and growing decentralization of service economies, as well as evolving social attitudes and driving efforts to build a new and more decentralized form of money. These offer peer-to-peer transactions, micropayments, easy-to-use interfaces, integrating with social networks. Payments are increasingly being diverted toward a privately run solutions, even cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. Now, the IMF talks a lot about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. The World Economic Forum, Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple, the CEO, sits on the cryptocurrency task force, or basically cryptocurrency committee. World Economic Forum, Warriors. Okay, so now remember we come back here and I talked about Bitcoin. We don't even know who owns Bitcoin. Now, I want to share something with you guys. I want to show you can look up all this stuff. So this is a bill that was passed, okay, in the 116th Congress, the second session. This is the Banking for All Act. A digital dollar. The term digital dollar means digital balances consisting of digital letter entries recorded in liabilities in the accounts of Federal Reserve banks. A digital dollar wallet. Now, here's important to understand. The digital wallet, the Fed wallet, is going to bring you closer to the central bank. Okay, here's why cryptocurrencies are going to be ushered in my opinion. Not a financial advisor. Because you're going to go closer to the central banks. The closer you are to the central banks, the closer you are to the source, which is government, right? When you're closer to them, that gives pressure on the commercial banks. They need to get into cryptocurrencies because they're going to need to fee you. XRP, Ripple, I'm an ex-banker, is a massive solve for central bank, or for banking systems, right? It changes things dramatically for customer service. They're going to have impeccable customer service. They're going to have to fee the crap out of you to really keep their business going, right? They're already in cryptocurrencies. Chase Bank has its own JPM coin. They have their own rail where you can build a cryptocurrency off of. Bank of America owns the most cryptocurrency patents. Bank of America is connected to Ripple. Wells Fargo spent $5 million on a cryptocurrency platform or invested in a cryptocurrency platform. What is a member bank? The term member bank means national bank, state bank, or bank trust company, like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. A pass-through digital dollar wallet. The term pass-through digital dollar wallet means digital wallet or account maintained by a member bank. This is important. Now, if the central banks want to play nice with the commercial banks, they'll have you have your Fed wallet at your current bank, right? So if something ever happened, don't worry. Your money's not going to just disappear. It'll move into your Fed wallet. Guys, we are moving to this. They said in the actual stimulus bill, an instant payment. Instant payment is getting you ready for cryptocurrencies, central bank digital currencies. You're not going to run from Bitcoin. You're not going to run from Ethereum. You're not going to run from these blockchains. It's coming fast. Now, here's the political theater and narrative. Okay, so Ripple is the number 3 cryptocurrency in the world. Okay, this guy right here threw a lawsuit out right before he left. So he threw a lawsuit out to Ripple. Okay, this gentleman right here is an investor in Ripple. So watch the political theater that's happening right here. Now let's talk about what happened. He threw out a case, the SEC suing Ripple. He was going to leave at the end of December, but decided to leave 2 days later after he throws out the case. After that, they bring in an SEC chairman that is a cryptocurrency friendly chairman. Okay, I believe that they're using Ripple as the poster child for regulation. Then they announce, ironically, that most Crypto.com, Coinbase, other cryptocurrency platforms are delisting or not allowing you to trade. There's different verbiage, not allowing you to trade as of January 19th. What happens right after January 19th? The new presidency, the inauguration. Warriors, you're going to see, in my opinion, January 1st, I believe there's going to be an announcement. I'm not going to say what it is. I think it's the FedNow wallet. That's what I'm going to say what it is. I think it's this right here, the FedNow wallet. Your stimulus check is going to come on the FedNow wallet. I think there's going to be a fundamental economic change on January 1st, in my opinion. January, you're going to see the most changes you've ever seen in your life in world history, in my opinion. Okay. Now, I want you to walk through this again. They're talking about central bank digital currencies back here. The U.S. printed more money than in history in 1 month. 1 month. Casting light on central banks with the IMF, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. You got your FedNow wallet coming. You got the Banking for All Act. And then you got this little narrative right here on November 19th, 2020. Guys, cryptocurrency is coming. This is just the end of the this is the beginning of regulation. This is a new asset class. They have to play this game, and they don't want the retail investor in XRP. They want us out. They're shaking us out. That's why I'm not a financial advisor. I'm holding strong and buying more. Because even if they stop us from buying it after the 19th, what I believe is going to happen, they are going to come back and say, all right, we got everything settled. Maybe Ripple settles. Maybe they change it to a currency, or they don't change it to a currency. The narrative is that they're saying that XRP was trading as a security when it's a currency, right? But Bitcoin was deemed a currency. Ethereum was deemed a currency, and the number 3 cryptocurrency in the world was held all the way till now, right before Jay Clayton was getting ready to leave. Why did they stop with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they didn't allow the designation of XRP to be a currency? They waited until right before Jay Clayton left, right before our economic system's about to collapse, right before we're about to go into January with the FedNow wallet. It's all a narrative, Warriors. When you know the game, you can't be played. Okay, I'll shut up and let you listen to the video.
For the Economic Club in New York, I think it's an important role that the president of the Federal Reserve Bank in New York undertake. So adds to his responsibilities. But John, thank you for doing this. Jay, one of the things, I think you gave yourself short shrift in your remarks for the extent to which you fostered innovation in the financial markets while you've been chairman, while protecting investors.
So he's protecting investors. What just happened to investors of Ripple, XRP? Freaked the crap out of them. They lost so much money, and the weak investors jumped, protecting investors.
Harold suggested, and let's get to crypto. One of the maybe at the not the cutting edge, but the bleeding edge of fintech innovation during your time period at the SEC has been cryptocurrencies. Uncharted territory, which you've navigated with both those goals, investor protection, but fostering innovation in mind. Tell us a little bit about that journey as you've been chairman of the SEC, and give us some sense of where you think it goes from here.
Well, thank you. A lot of that goes to the women and men on our staff who hit this head on. But look, when we arrived 3 years ago, the promise of this technology was becoming readily apparent. Unfortunately, the promise got channeled into an area where we have long-standing regulations that have worked really well. And that is that you can't make a widespread public offering of securities without going through the SEC registration process. And ICOs and the like essentially flaunted that. And look, I don't blame people for being motivated to try and take a new technology and raise money using it. But, I was not going to be the chair that threw the 33 Act out after 85 years of success.
So why did you wait until 2 days before you decided to leave to throw out the lawsuit of something that happened 7 years ago? Think about that, words.
So there you have it. But that said, incredibly powerful technology for the financial sector. I mean, it's technology that greatly reduces the costs of verification. It's technology that greatly reduces the costs of information transmission. And it's technology that can drive some of the inefficiencies out of our system. So that's where we are today. Comply with the securities laws, but, push the technology forward. And the area that is of particular interest to me and many of those regulators that Gary mentioned is the payment system. We all
XRP payment system.
Recognize that our payment system is inefficient. Domestically, it's inefficient. Internationally, it's extremely inefficient. So if we don't work and use technology to address those inefficiencies, the market is going to do it for us.
Boom. Ripple solves the exact problem he's talking about. That's why they're going after Ripple. It's a political theater. They're going to usher in regulation. Ripple is helping usher in regulation. They're going to shake the retail investors out. It was never meant for retail investors. It's meant for the institutional investors.
And I think we'll like the outcome much better if we as regulators proactively enter that payment space, ensuring that all the time proven safeguards around AML, bank secrecy, anti-terrorism, and the like are there. So I see significant promise going forward, Glenn.
Boom. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, and Glenn right here is a Ripple investor, just so you know. Glenn is a Ripple investor, which is really interesting, right? Okay, so let's just leave Glenn right there. Let's leave these two. Look at that. They're looking at each other and saying, all right, guys, let's buy more Ripple. All right, so what do I do? So I'm a warrior coach. I left corporate America 3 years ago to go on a journey to become a warrior in a modern day society. I teach people the game so they can't be played anymore. You can join our private Facebook group down below for free. We go live every single day. But also, I teach my warriors exactly what I'm doing in the quantum financial system. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I literally say, here's my portfolio every time it changes. We have a cryptocurrency call every Thursday. We have a technical analysis team that does technical analysis on new projects. We have a Discord with people that are way smarter than me in the Discord that shares information on a daily basis. You can ask questions. I have an economics course. We have a basics of cryptocurrency course. We have my personal journey around cryptocurrency and my perspective, and we add stuff to it all the time. And on Monday, the 4th, we are launching our 120-day Warrior Challenge. You work out with us live daily. You're going to be doing subconscious mind programming, changing your mind around understanding wealth and how the brain works, and also creating healthy habits so when you get that generational wealth, you have the strong foundation to build it on. My name is Coach JV. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. Click down below in the description. Everything's there for you. And as I always say, Warriors, rise. And people have been commenting. I'm never going to stop saying that. Warriors, rise. Let's go. Love you guys.